Hi guys, welcome to part 8 of dermatology. Earlier in the previous part we discussed about bacterial infections. Today guys we're going to discuss about fungal infections. Okay, this is also a very important part in dermatology, and also you'll have a little micro over here, so let's integrate and study this. Okay, so let us first start with our first infectious disease, our first fungal infectious disease, that is going to be superficial mycosis. Under superficial mycosis, a very common topic is going to be pityriasis versicolor. Pityriasis versicolor, guys, is caused because of two organisms. Okay, one is going to be Malassezia globosa and the other is furfur. How am I going to remember which one is more common? Guys, the word globosa itself, it is telling me it's global, so it's going to be something a little more common, right? So globosa is going to be more than that of furfur. Okay, and if they will ask you what is this fungus basically targeting, guys, it is going to target your hair follicle. Okay, what is it going to cause, guys? If this is a hair follicle, it is going to cause perifollicular scaly macules. Okay, it is going to cause perifollicular, that means around the follicle it is going to cause scaly macules. Okay, and if they ask you to define what is the word basically pityriasis, let's break down what does pityriasis mean and what does versicolor mean. Pityriasis, guys, means scales. What does pityriasis mean? Scales. And if they'll ask you to describe the scales, what kind of scales is it, guys? It's going to be very fine barny furfuraceous scales. It is going to be fine barny furfuraceous scales. Okay, and there is a test for this, and that test is called a scratch test or Besnier test. Okay, it's called a scratch test or Besnier test. What will basically happen is, over the lesion I'll scratch, okay, and on scratching, guys, the scales are going to become prominent. Okay, on scratching, what will I see? I'll see that scales are becoming more prominent. Okay, this is your Besnier sign or a scratch test. Okay, now the next thing, guys, what does the word versicolor mean? The word versicolor means, guys, variety of color. Variety of color as in, matlab these lesions are going to be hypopigmented and hyperpigmented. But what is going to be more common? Your hypopigmentation is going to be more common than that of hyperpigmentation. Okay, plus hyperpigmentation, but what is more common? Hyperpigmentation. Now let us look at the image. Okay, so you guys can see over here, you guys can see this what do you say, hypopigmented macules, hai na? These scales, guys, pityriasis, these scales are going to be barny or furfuraceous in nature, and they're going to be very fine. Okay, so this is your pityriasis versicolor. Now guys, what is the location, where is it present, guys? This is going to be present on the trunk. Okay, what is the site of pityriasis versicolor? This is a very common question. They keep on giving this image half of the time. Okay, this is your pityriasis versicolor. Okay, and guys, if they'll ask you the site is your trunk, and what is the investigation? Since this is a fungal disease, we are going to go for 10% KOH mount. Okay, we're going to go for 10% KOH mount. And one very important finding, what am I going to get on this 10% KOH mount, guys? This is a very important image. It is called as your spaghetti and meatball appearance. What is it? It is called a spaghetti and meatball appearance. Okay, it's called a spaghetti and meatball appearance. Guys, over here, what does your spaghetti refer to? Your spaghetti, guys, it refers to the short hyphae. Ya to in the question they'll tell you spaghetti or meatball, or what they can tell you is short hyphae plus round spores. Okay, short hyphae, these are your round spores. I hope you can see over here. These are your round spores. Okay, and these are your hyphae. Okay, so in the question they will tell you on 10% KOH mount we saw short hyphae and round spores. That means they're talking about this very classical spaghetti and meatball appearance on 10% KOH. Okay, this is going to be your finding. Okay, very important. Next, guys, is another very important finding, that is a Woodlamb's finding. Again, we already mentioned this in part 1. Woodlamb's finding was going to give me yellow color. It was going to give me yellow color. And what is the treatment going to be? The treatment is going to be azoles or selenium sulfide. What is the treatment? Azoles or sulfenium sulfide. Okay, next one, very important another topic, guys. So this is all about pityriasis versicolor. What you really need to remember over here is the organism Malassezia globosa is more common than that of furfur. Okay, then another thing is the what is more common? Hyperpigmented. Hyperpigmented, very good. It is a hypopigmented. Okay, and the very important is going to be your this 10% KOH mount. This image, guys, in the question they might not show you the image, but what they can tell you is they can tell you that on 10% KOH mount we saw short hyphae and round spores. That means they're talking about this spaghetti and meatball appearance. Okay, Next guys, dermatophytosis. Under dermatophytosis we have three species that we're going to discuss. One is our microsporum, the other one is your epidermophyton, and the third is going to be a trichophyton. Now guys, we are going to differentiate these species on the basis of their classification on their hair, nail and their skin involvement. Okay guys, microsporum will involve your skin, it will also involve your hair, but it will not involve your nail. That means M will not go with N. M will not go with N. M will not have any nail manifestation. This is important. Okay. Next guys, epidermophyton. Epidermophyton guys is going to be different. They are going to have skin manifestations but no hair manifestations, but they will have nail manifestations. Okay. This is the thing. And next guys, you remember trichophyton. The word tricho means three. Tri means three. So there is going to be all three involvement. Okay, of your skin, hair and your nails. Okay. This is what you need to remember. If you remember just microsporum and trichophyton, epidermophyton अपने आप आ जाएगा, ठीक है. M will not go with N. That is why there is no nail manifestation in microsporum. Whereas trichophyton 3 is coming, all three are involved. बचा क्या है? Hair and nail and skin manifestation for epidermophyton. Understood? Easy. Cool. Now guys, let us move on to the dermatophytosis, the region based distribution. Okay, on the basis of region, how are we classifying these fungus? ठीक है. Now guys, if there is going to be the fungus of your scalp hair, okay, now that will be called as Tinea capitis. How am I going to remember guys? Cap, where do we wear a cap? Topi kahan par pehante? On our head, right? So that is why scalp hair fungus is going to be your Tinea capitis. Understood? Tinea facie is going to be the fungus of your face. It is written in the word itself, that is going to be involving a face. Next guys is your palms. Okay, your palms, that is going to be called as Tinea manum. Okay, it's going to be called as Tinea manum. And how am I going to know that? How am I going to remember this? Guys, we girls tend to do our manicures a lot. So M for manicure, M for manum. That's how I'm going to remember this. Okay. Next guys, beard is going to be barbe. Okay, like barbe. So you're going to remember. Okay, so for beard, barbe, B for B. Okay. Whereas guys, next is going to be for trunk. That is going to be Tinea corporis. How am I going to remember this? You guys might have seen most of the corpse in the movies are going to be like that. You know, mummies and all, they sleep like that. So where are the hands? The hands are on your trunk. So that's how I'm going to remember. So for Tinea corporis is going to be involving my trunk. Tinea corporis is going to involve my tongue. Okay. Whereas guys, the Tinea cruris is going to be the fungal infection of the groin, which is also called as dhobi itch या फिर jock itch. What is it called as? It is called as dhobi itch or jock itch. Okay. Another tinea is going to be your Tinea pedis. How am I going to remember Tinea pedis is affecting my foot? Again guys, like how I remember manicure was for my fingers, for my palms, right? For my palms. Whereas guys, for my feet it is going to be pedis. Okay, Tinea pedis, pedicure. So pedis. Okay, like remember like that. Okay. Tinea pedis guys is also called as athlete's foot. Why athlete's foot? Because athletes, they work out, so they sweat a lot. So that is why they have been given the name of athlete's foot. Okay. What is going to be the most common site? The most common site guys is going to be the fourth toe web space. It's going to be the fourth toe web space. Okay. Next guys, what is the fungal infection with nail pit? It is called as Tinea ungum, also called as onychomycosis, also called as onychomycosis. If they'll ask you what is the most common onychomycosis guys, it is going to be the distal subungual onychomycosis. I hope you guys can see this. This is the distal end, right, of your nail. Okay, and guys, what color is this giving me? This is giving me yellow color. Okay, you can see this beautiful yellow color in this image. This is onychomycosis. Okay, you can see the lesion. It's going to be a yellow color discoloration. And again, can I see any pits over here? No, this is plain top. There are no pits. Another important finding, there are no pits in this lesion. Yellow color lesion, no pits present over here. Okay. Next guys, we're going to discuss about the dermatophytosis, your Tinea corporis and your Tinea cruris. Okay, what is the etiology? What is causing this guys? Again, it is a Tinea mentigophytes and a Tinea rubrum. Tinea mentigophytes and Tinea rubrum. If they'll ask you the morphology to describe the lesion, okay, the plaque guys, the plaque is going to be annular. Annular matlab aisa, round. Okay, annular is going to be round. Okay, let us describe all this. First, let's draw it and then let's see it in the image so that we will have a better understanding. Okay, so we all already understood it's annular. Guys, the margins, okay, the peripheries are going to be raised. The peripheries are going to be raised, okay. the peripheries are going to be raised, okay, whereas the center, this center is going to be clear, this center is going to be clear. Okay, so you guys have understood this, and the feature that is going to be itchy in nature, okay. Now let us look at the image. Okay, can I see that this is an annular plaque? Yes, I can see this is an annular plaque. Look at the peripheries, guys. The peripheries are raised margins. I can see raised margins, whereas the middle, the center is clear. The center is clear. Understood this? Okay, this is the image. Okay, understood? I hope you guys have understood this. Next, guys, is going to be our steroid modified tinea. Steroid modified tinea, guys, is also called as tinea incognito. Why tinea incognito, guys? Because it is not recognizable. It is not recognizable. That is why it is called as tinea incognito. Okay, and what is the feature of this, guys? Is going to be anti-inflammatory in nature. And if they'll ask you the itch, how will I differentiate between the two? They are going to have reduced itch. It's not going to be very itchy for them. It is going to be reduced, and the morphology is going to be altered. It's going to be different. Okay, now if they'll ask you, guys, what is the treatment of dermatophytes? Since this is a fungal disease, what systemic therapy, what I will do is I will give itraconazole, terbinafine and fluconazole. Whereas if they'll ask you topical, what can I give as a topical ointment, guys? I can give cotrimoxazole or luliconazole. Okay, luliconazole. Okay, I can give luliconazole. Understood? Next, guys, let us discuss candidiasis, a very important and interesting topic. Okay, candidiasis. Okay, in candidiasis, guys, what you need to know is, first we're going to talk about oral candidiasis. Okay, oral candidiasis, guys, is also called as oral thrush. What is it called as? It is also called as oral thrush. Okay, now one very important feature about this, guys, is going to be the pseudomembranous. What it is called as a pseudomembranous white plaque. Why are they saying that it is pseudomembranous white plaque, guys? Because if you wear a gloves and you try rubbing that lesion off, it will rub off. Very important feature is that it can be rubbed off. It can be rubbed off. So this is your oral candidiasis, or also called as oral thrush. This is your pseudomembrane. These are your pseudomembrane. Okay, this is a pseudomembrane. And can it be rubbed off? Yes, it can be rubbed off. Okay, this can be rubbed off. Okay, this is oral candidiasis or oral thrush. Okay, next, guys, is going to be intertriginous areas. It's going to be intertriginous areas of the flexure, also called as candidial intertrigo. It is also called as candidial intertrigo. Why is it called as intertrigo, guys? Because they are going to have these red macerated plaques. They're going to have these red macerated plaques, and guys, you guys can see that this patient has a short neck. These patients mostly will have short necks. Okay. Okay, next, guys, another important topic is going to be a glans and purpose. What is the term going to be called as? It is going to be called as candidial balanoposthitis. What does this word balanoposthitis mean, guys? It's mein ratna nahi hai, samajhna hai. You have to understand this, not mug it up. Okay, balano. The word balano means glans. What does the word balano means? Glans, and posthitis means purpose. Okay, the word posthitis means purpose. Now first let us again draw the image. Okay, if this is the glans penis, okay, how is the feature going to look like, guys? They are going to have radial fissuring. They're going to have radial fissuring. Okay, and now let us look over here. Okay, this is your radial fissuring. I hope you guys can see this. I hope you guys can see this line, right? So this is your radial fissuring. Okay, so I'm going to again highlight over here, beach mein over here. This is your radial fissuring over here, right? Radial fissuring. Okay, this is all in all your radial fissuring. Okay. Next, guys, let us talk about the association. What is this your balanoposthitis associated with? It is associated with diabetes mellitus. And again, since this is a candida, it is going to be fluconazole. Guys, let us talk about candida albicans as well. What is an important thing that you need to know? There is absence of any order. There is no order, okay, in candida albicans. That is one important point that you need to know. Further, we'll discuss in OBGYN more about it, okay. Next, guys, let's talk about subcutaneous mycosis. Subcutaneous mycosis, guys, is also called as implantation mycosis. And why is it called as implantation mycosis, guys? Because whenever there is going to be a trauma, the fungus is going to come and implant over there. Fungus आके रास्ता ढूंढ रहा है भाई वो, ठीक है. What it will do is, there is a trauma, the fungus will come and sit over there. It will implant over there. That is why it is called as implantation mycosis. And traumatic inoculation of a fungus into the skin, that is called as your implantation. Implantation matlab it is coming and staying there, it is inoculating there. That is why it is called as implantation mycosis. Okay, under implantation mycosis, guys, the first that we're going to discuss is going to be our very favorite PYQ. Okay, that is going to be sporotrichosis. Sporotrichosis, guys, also called as rose gardener's disease. And why is it called as rose gardener's disease, guys? Because in the question what they will tell you now, they will tell you that there is a gardener. They will tell you that there is a gardener. He was clearing of the garden or something like that, and he had a rose prick. Okay, he had a prick on his finger. Okay, that there was a gardener, he had a prick on his finger. This is a very important hint that they will give you. Okay, that in the question you don't have to read, they'll give you a big ass question over there. All in all, guys, the method of saving time during the exam is, and doing the exam smartly, is going to be that, first of all, whenever you're reading, always first of all read the last line. Except, make sure that you don't skip on the word except, if not, and all these things, right? Read the question 2 times so that you guys don't mess up on the question and don't lose your that 1 mark. Okay, whenever you're reading, guys, find the points that are only important. They will give you gibberish in that. Okay, 100 things they'll give you in that, but these are the catching points that you have to see. That they will tell you, acha, gardener hai, gardener ko rose prick hua hai, he's gotten pricked on his finger, right, or on his extremities. Okay, that is what you need to know. Okay, this is a hint. Okay, what is the etiology, what is causing this, guys? This is also a question. Okay, that is your Sporothrix shenaki. Okay, this, guys, is a dimorphic fungus. Okay, again important thing, this is the dimorphic fungus, will be further explained in microbiology. Okay, again, what is the clinical history? The clinical history is going to be that there is a garden with a history of thorn prick. Okay, and guys, if now let us look at this lesion, how are they going to describe this, guys? This is a nodular ulcerative. I hope you guys can see the ulceration over here. This is a nodular ulcerative lesion, guys, and if you can see, this is following a pattern. They're following a linear pattern. Okay, they're following a linear pattern. And what is it basically following, guys? It is following the linear pattern of your lymphatics. Okay, look, it is following the linear lesions along the lymphatics of the extremity, along the lymphatics of the extremity. Okay, nodular ulcerative lesions. Okay, next, guys, let us talk about the differential diagnosis. What are we going to help, what is going to be the differential diagnosis? That is going to be a swimming pool or fish tank granuloma. Swimming pool or fish tank granuloma, the word itself is telling you swimming pool and fish tank, something to do with marine. So what is the etiology? It is going to be marinum. It is going to be marinum. Okay, and if they'll ask you the histopath of this lesion, guys, of this sporotrichosis, guys, these are going to give you asteroid bodies. What does the word asteroid mean? The word asteroid means star-like. Okay, it's going to give you star-like bodies. Very important, guys, asteroid bodies. And if they'll ask you to describe it, guys, the central is going to be basophilic east. Okay, the central is going to be basophilic east, whereas the peripheries, okay, these are going to be a radiating eosinophilic matter. Okay, and what is it called as? Very important in sporotrichosis histopath, I can see asteroid bodies. Okay, and treatment, guys, is going to be itraconazole. Okay, next, guys, let us move on to the second. Is going to be a chromoblastomycosis. Again, a very favorite question even in microbiome. Okay, this is also PYQ. What is chromoblastomycosis also called as? It is called as verrucous dermatitis. What is it called as? Verrucous dermatitis. Now you might be thinking, what is this verrucous, right? Verrucous, guys, the word verruca means warty or rough. Okay, it means rough, or sorry, my bad. Yeah, okay, what does the word verruca mean, guys? The word verruca means rough, uneven surface. Okay, you will see this rough, uneven, warty surface. You guys might have seen warts even during your clinical rotation. HPV ka wart you might have seen on someone's finger or something like that, on their hands and all. Na? So that warty, that rough, if you ever felt for it, it's going to be a very rough surface and it's very warty. It's going to be an uneven, warty surface. Okay, that is the meaning of verrucous. Okay, and what is the etiology, guys? In the name itself, it is written chromo. The word chromo means color. So what is the etiology? It is going to be a it's going to be a pigmented fungi. It is going to be a pigmented fungi. Okay, and this pigmented fungi, guys, it is going to be a dematiaceous fungi. And what is the pigment that it's releasing? It's going to release melanin. Where? In the cell wall. What is the pigment it's releasing? It's going to release melanin in the cell wall. Okay, and what are the two species, guys? One is going to be a Fonsacia. One is going to be Fonsacia, and the other one is a Philophora. It's going to be a Philalophora. It is going to be a Philalophora. Okay, these are the two species. Again, guys, this is our hint that we will see in a big ass question. When there's a big question, I want my hint. This is my hint. This is my hint. What is the hint going to be? There is going to be a farmer. There will be a farmer who will have a vegetative trauma. Basically, guys, mostly might have seen people who are doing farming, they tend to walk barefoot. or right, they tend to walk barefoot or whatever, okay, they will have a trauma side, okay. And this vegetative trauma guys जो farm होता है, we use manicures, right, what are they? They're going to be decaying matters, है ना, the decaying matter or the soil basically will have these organisms, okay, and it will go and it will go and start affecting the site, okay, the site of trauma. That will guys cause chromoblastomycosis. Now let us look at the image over here. This is the beautiful, you can see, मतलब देख के ही लग रहा है यार, it's very rough, it has an uneven surface, right, it is rough, it has an uneven surface. This is a warty lesion. They also sometimes mention it as cauliflower lesion, okay, cauliflower lesion, ठीक है, this they'll tell like gobi, हाँ, cauliflower means gobi, so what is it? It is your cauliflower lesion, ठीक है, you guys can see this over here. Okay, next guys, as you can see the image over here, there's a farmer, he's going to walk. How is he going to walk? On his foot. So what is the side? The side is going to be your foot, okay. What is the investigation guys we will do? Again, fungus ke liye what I'll do 10% KOH mount. Now guys, this is the most important finding, that what will I see on that 10% KOH mount? On the 10% KOH mount guys, I would see copper penny body appearance, medullary bodies or sclerotic bodies, okay. Now let us look at this. I hope you guys can appreciate this beautiful copper penny appearance, okay. This is a copper penny appearance guys. They will mention over there in the question, maybe sometimes they will not give you the mention, they will say on 10% QH mount what we saw was sclerotic. We all know whenever we see this image, if they will tell you identify, we will like how copper pennies, baki we don't know only what else is it called, medullary or sclerotic bodies, okay. They will mention medullary or sclerotic bodies. That is going to tell me that this is, they are talking about chromoblastomycosis, okay. Again, how is it defined as guys? These are round thick bodies. Again, I can see that this surface is going to be round, it's round and it's thick bodies, okay, like pennies, okay, like pennies, like coins, okay. Again guys, what is the treatment? Treatment is itraconazole. Where else did I use itraconazole? Very good. In sporotrichosis also I gave the patient itraconazole. Guys, whenever you're studying, right, and you see this matlab a common topic, a common thing that you studied, or a common word or a drug that you saw somewhere else, now write it down in the corner or in the side, so that whenever you're revising that topic, because sometimes because of all the subjects we tend to forget ki what drug is given for what, where did I study what and all, right. So that time you guys this thing will help you when you write, okay, sporotrichosis plus chromoblastomycosis, dono mein what was the treatment I gave itraconazole, है ना, easy, right? Cool. Okay, next guys, we're going to talk about mycetoma, okay. Mycetoma guys, it is a chronic granulomatous disease. It is chronic and it is a granulomatous disease, and they have two etiologies. One is a fungi and one is a bacteria. Under fungi guys, we have eumycetoma. What do we have? Under fungi etiology, we have eumycetoma. In eumycetoma guys, one is a gracia and one is a mycetomatous, okay. One is a gracia and one is a mycetomatous. These are the two fungi etiologies. Whereas guys, under bacterial etiologies, we have actinomycetoma. Under actinomycetoma guys, we have actinomycetoma, nocardia and streptomycosis. These are the different species that will cause the bacterial etiology of mycetoma. Again guys, in our mycetoma we have two causative agents. One could be a fungi and the other would be a bacteria. Under bacteria we spoke about eumycetoma, है ना. We spoke about eumycetoma. Under bacteria we spoke about actinomycetoma, है ना. So this is how we differentiate. We have classified the two species, okay. Now guys, there is a very important triad, okay. What is this triad? First, the triad is one of the part of the triad is tumification, okay. One is tumification. Now you'll ask, what does the word tumification means? Guys, the word tumification means tumor like swelling. Tumor like swelling is what tumification means, okay. Next guys is going to be sinus, okay. They're going to have sinus. Now let us look at the image. You guys can see this image. These are granulomatous lesions, okay, chronic granulomatous disease, okay, and because of which it is causing sinuses, okay. These sinuses are having this discharge, okay. So what was the second? The first was tumor like swelling, okay. This is a tumor like swelling, okay. Second, what I can see sinuses. Third guys, what we can see is granules, okay, granules. And guys, these granules are going to help me differentiate between the fungal etiology and bacterial etiology. If there is a fungal etiology, okay, I'm going to write fungal and bacterial. Guys, these fungal etiologies are going to give me black granules. What are they going to give me? They're going to give me black granules. Whereas the bacterial etiology guys, they could give me pale, they could give me white, or they could give me green, okay. They can give me green granules. Okay, so we can see over here that these granules, guys, if it is a fungal etiology, this will give me black, okay, dark or black, that is in mycetoma. Okay, whereas guys in bacterial etiology, that is actinomycetoma, it can give me pale green or white granules. Okay, I hope you guys have understood this. Try it. Next, guys, as we can already see in this image, this site is going to be the foot. What is the treatment going to be? Again, mycetoma, matlab it is a fungal etiology, so what will I give? Common sense, I will give antifungals, right? Whereas, guys, what you need to really remember is the treatment of actinomycetoma. I will give the Welch regimen. And what is this Welch regimen, guys? Welch regimen is cotrimoxazole and amikacin. Okay, what is it? It is cotrimoxazole and amikacin. Okay, this is your Welch regimen. So guys, this is all about our fungal diseases. See you in the next part. Thank you.